All right. Welcome to Inside the Logic, the place where we take the questions everybody's arguing about online and actually talk about them, but with some sense, y'all. So today's topic, do you think gender roles have changed in today's society? Because come on, let's be real. The world I grew up in is not the world we're living in today. Men ain't the same. Women ain't the same. And oh, the rules have changed without sending any of us an email. So let me try to break this down today. Now, let's recall the old school way of life. When I grew up, the gender roles were simple. The men worked, fixed stuff, and didn't do a lot of complaining. And the women cooked, cleaned, raised the kids, and held down pretty much everything else. And yes, old school super women they were. Nobody questioned it. Nobody debated it. Nobody even thought about it. Okay, I hear y'all. I get it. Things naturally change in time. But back in the day, society was set up for those roles. One income could support a family. Household work and kids, if you had them, was a full-time job. And get this, everybody stayed in their lane. Now, was it easy? Nah. But then the world flipped into the matrix.
This is the construct. It's our loading program.
Then this happened. Women entered the workplace like Black Friday at Walmart. And men started staying home. Technology changed the way we communicated. And then inflation said, both y'all asses gotta work now. And suddenly, people had choices to make. Real choices. Now, women didn't have to depend on men. And men didn't have to be tough all the time. Not sure where that poll came from, but anyway. But that's when women started asking questions like, why can't a man cook? Why can't a woman lead? Why can't both people split the responsibilities? The fuck? And yes, I believe this shift was long overdue. But let's keep it 100. Right now, we are in the gender role confusion era. Nobody knows who's supposed to do what anymore. And everybody's arguing about it online every 30 seconds. Let me give you a few examples. Women want equality, but still want chivalry. And men want traditional roles, but don't want traditional responsibilities. And both sides want security, but nobody wants to be vulnerable. Half the arguments today are really people just trying to figure out what does relationships even look like in today's society. Now, they don't want old school dysfunction, but they also don't want modern chaos. So let me talk about the men for a second. Men today are told, be sensitive, but not too sensitive. Be strong, but not controlling. Lead, but don't be masculine in the wrong way. So, which one is it? A lot of men today are lost because the rule book changed and nobody handed them the new one. Okay, now let's talk about the women. I'm gonna get in trouble. Women are tired. They work full-time jobs, take care of the kids, manage the house, and somehow still get asked by some men, so what are you bringing to the table, baby? Women laugh, because women want a partnership, not parenting. And they want men who can match their ambition, emotional intelligence, and effort. But finding that balance in today's society, woo, that's a big challenge. Am I right, ladies? Am I right? Just a little bit, maybe? Okay. Anyway, so I ask you all, have the gender roles changed? The real answer, yes, massively, but not in a bad way. And yeah, that could be debatable, but also not in a war between men and women way. Gender roles didn't die, they evolved. We've moved from assigned roles to agreed roles, meaning instead of society telling you who should do what, you and your partner should make those decisions. And honestly, don't you think that's healthier? Don't you? Okay. So the consensus is gender roles didn't disappear. They just stopped being automatic. Today's relationships require communication, flexibility, teamwork, respect, and emotional maturity. Not men do this or women do that. The real question isn't have gender roles changed? It's are you willing to evolve with them? Because the couples who win today aren't traditional or modern, they're adaptable. And the only role that really matters is the one you and your partner build together. All right. Now, before I get out of here, let me say this part because it really matters. Society just didn't let gender roles evolve. It pushed the flip. For years, the media, marketing, and culture have been promoting softer, more passive men and tougher, more hardened women. Men being told, tone it down. Don't be too masculine. Don't lead. Don't express strength. And women being told, level up. Don't need nobody. Be the boss and outgrind everybody. And guess what happens? The lines begin to blur. The polarity shifts. Attraction gets confusing. Everybody are low-key disappointed, but nobody wants to admit it out loud. Some men feeling like there's nothing wrong with living off a woman and being overly effeminate. But some women are accepting and fueling this behavior by not holding the men accountable. And yes, both sides are pointing the finger at the system that set up this outcome. So yeah, gender roles have changed, but not always naturally. A lot of this was engineered, encouraged, and sold to us as progress while silently creating frustration on both sides. So the real question now is, can we find a healthy balance without swinging to the extremes? Because at the end of the day, masculine energy or feminine energy aren't the enemy. The imbalance is. And the couples who figure that out are the ones who win. This is Inside the Logic. Until the next time, peace.